Welcome back guys to another GTA video, and in today's one we're going to be going through the biker contracts and each of the 13 individual contracts that you're required to complete for the tier 3 career progress. So starting off with Cracked. We'll head out and head on up to Stab City, the location for this one, and it is quite simply just a matter of taking out the targets. Now that all the targets are gone, you can make your way to the safe so you can crack it. Now as soon as you attempt to crack the safe code, you will get more enemies spawning in, so back out straight away and take out the enemies before they kill you. You'll have a few wave of enemies that spawn in, but once they've all been cleared you can quite safely crack the code, as you can see here. It will then just be a matter of picking up the bag of cash and delivering it back to the location. Now as for the 13 biker contracts that you need to complete, 8 of them can be done solo. This is one of the solo ones, but 5 of them you will need to have other players in your MC. Moving on to the second mission, which I'm doing, is Jailbreak.
Okay, you get to spring these fools before they hit the jailhouse, stop the transport, get them to freedom, and you going to get paid.
So once again just head over to the location, and I was actually thinking about taking a car and just shooting the driver out, but got plenty of a room here for the sniper, just to try and snipe him as he comes out the tunnel. There we go, straightforward enough. And it is just a case of getting the bus and delivering it to the location. Now you will need to lose the cops on the way, but there is plenty of countryside areas where you can go off-road to lose them. That was a fairly easy, straightforward job, but moving on to the third job that I'm doing, which is life and death bikes. Now with this one it is fairly straightforward once again, but there are a few different parts to it.
Me and my squad been having some run-ins with another crew for.
The first part is heading over to one of the houses over in Vinewood. You're taking out some security guards and then heading inside to do the same. Once you've taken those guards out, you're heading upstairs into the bedroom and bathroom, and you're pressing these 3 buttons here. One of them eventually will open up the hidden room that leads to the elevator, and that then leads down to the garage where you'll pick up the bike. When you get down to the garage, there is one of the enemies that is slightly more armoured and does take a little bit longer just to take out, but nothing too difficult. And then it's just a matter of grabbing the bike and heading to the second location. Now at the second location there are more enemies and vehicles to take out that you need to destroy, but again with the machine guns on the bike itself it does make it fairly easy. Now you can go off and use the grenade launcher or RPG to blow up the vehicles, but that would just be too easy. Much more fun trying it that way.
Guess the bike is yours to play with. Perks of the job. If you want, you can just bring it back to the club. Should be able to get a little something for that. What you think?
You can then decide whether or not to take it back to the clubhouse.
Alright, just get it back in one piece and let's make this money.
The handful of times that I've done this mission I've always taken it back to the clubhouse to get that little bit extra cash, but that's that job done. And moving on to the next one, which is Torched. Now this is definitely going to be the quickest job that you will do, especially if you've got a Mark II. Once again, heading outside and just heading over to the location, and this time it is down in Textile City, and it's just a simple matter of taking out the enemies and blowing up the crates that are lying around. Now it does tell you to use the Molotov cocktails to burn the crates, but you can explode them, as you can see me here doing here with my pump action shotgun. So as you can see, a very quick and easy one. But moving on now to the next one, which is hit the roof. Now this is in complete contrast to Torched, as it is one of the longer ones. So once again, head over to the location it gives you, and in this case we've got Del Perro.
So from what I'm hearing, this crew ain't just sitting on the bike. They got a whole mess of stuff, holding out on the rooftop just waiting for a chopper to come pick it up. We only want the bike, and you know that. So you'll have to get in there and find it, then get it to the buyer. The whole container or just the bike, whatever, you do you. I know you work it out.
Now with this location, we will need to airlift the container to the delivery location. So do be careful with that cargo bob. If you destroy it, you'll need to go and find another one. But it is just a case of taking out the enemies, finding this cabin here to find the bag containing the grinder. You're then going to go around the 3 different containers and open them up until you find the one with the Mark I oppressor inside. The best location to get this job for is La Mesa, because at that one you do have the chance of finding the keys to the oppressor, so you can just drive it and fly it straight out of the rooftop. But with all other ones you do need to get a cargo bob and deliver the crate to the location. So as you can see, not the quickest of jobs to be doing, especially if you blow up the cargo bob when you first get to the location. But that's another one chopped off. And moving on to the next job, and this is POW. So with this one, it does in fact give you 2 locations that you can go to. You can go directly to LSIA and fight your way in, or you can take the easier route by coming to the train station here and following the train tracks all the way through the tunnel till you get to LSIA. Now as you'll see, the prisoner is actually being held in one of the underground stations, and it is quite simply a matter of taking out these 4 noose officers here and jumping out the car, going up to the prisoner to trigger him to follow you, getting back in your car and making your way to the yellow dot location. Unfortunately here I've got the tram car coming in behind me, so we're going round the long way, but we make it back out and we're heading up to the location. Now it is up in sandy shores, as you can see, so I did switch over to my Sparrow to make it a little bit quicker to get there. But with the prisoner dropped off, that's that one passed. And moving on to the next one, which is by the pound. Once again jumping outside and heading up to the location. And with this one, it's just a matter of taking out the target and picking up the package, then getting it back to the delivery location. And as you can see, lots of cops round about, but once you've taken out the target, it's just a case of picking up the package and heading back to the delivery location. Unfortunately, I nearly died here, and I've run out of snacks and armour, so need to take a wee break, let my health bar fill back up again before moving. I probably shouldn't have left my oppressor as far away from where I ended up, but we get back to it eventually, and it's just a case of heading up to the delivery point. Another fairly quick and easy one, that one. But moving on to the final one that you can do solo, and that is gun running. Once again, making your way outside and heading to the location. Once you're at that location, it is just a matter of taking out the enemies once again. There's not many here and they don't respawn. Once you've taken them out, just collect the packages individually and deliver them to the truck. Now, when it does come to the jobs that you can do solo, you can do them in an invite only or friend only session, but for some reason I chose to do this in a public lobby and encountered a few griefers. The first of which was in a Outrider, so first things first, I'm jumping out so they can't lock on. Don't think you can actually lock on with this mission though, but he wasn't quick enough on that occasion. And I'll just throw on some sticky bombs anyway. He does spawn a little bit further up the road here, but we get past him with no issues. But he decides to jump in another car and heads back towards me once again, so in behind the trees here in case he tries to drive straight at me. But once again taken out and we can get on with the mission. However, there was one more guy, as you can see on the mini-map, jumping onto his oppressor. And boom. Did manage to get it delivered just in time, but those are the perils and pitfalls of doing missions in public lobbies. So moving on to the 5 remaining missions, as you can see, it's Fragile Goods, Guns for Hire, 9/10 of the Law, Outrider and Weapon of Choice. Now these can only be done when you've got another person in your MC. Now you can do these in invite or friend only sessions with your friends, but if you don't have anyone available at the time, it's just a case of jumping into a public lobby and inviting random players to join your MC to do the missions.
That's it.
So this contract is 9/10 of the Law, and it's just a matter of going to the location, taking out the enemies and collecting the bikes. Once you've got them, just take them to the delivery location. Nice and easy, you're thinking, but remember, we are in a public lobby. So making our way out the tunnel and heading up to the location, I see on the kill feed that one of the bikes has been destroyed and there is a Mark II chasing after me, so once again jumping off just in case he can target me. I don't think he could though. And I'm just far too slow with my sniper. I do get one shot onto the Mark II but miss him completely. But in comes my friend here and takes him out. After that, it was just a quiet drive up to the delivery location. And staying in the same lobby, we're moving on to the next job, which is Fragile Goods. Once again heading outside, and with this one you're getting 4 different locations to go to and you're destroying a van at each of the location. Now you can't target or lock on to the vans that you need to destroy, so it is free aim, but as you can see I've got a couple of missiles firing away up to the laser that was hanging about, and I believe that was the same guy that was targeting us in the last mission that had the Mark II. He's now in the laser. But that explosion you just heard was him crashing his laser, so obviously not that good a pilot. So on with the mission, and it is just simply a case of taking out the vans. Now obviously the Mark II is not going to have enough missiles for it, so I did switch over to my Outrider, and it made light work of each of these vans. Now moving on to the next mission, we did need to jump session here, and that is how you can also refresh the contracts that are available. But this one is Outrider. And once you head outside, you and your crew will be directed to go and pick up 4 contacts who need to be delivered down to, in this case, the docks area. But unfortunately, public lobby. Eventually get back there, and it doesn't really matter if one of the contacts dies, so long as you get at least one of the contacts down to the docks. So I get down to the docks being chased by a Raiju jet, and just barely misses me, but he does crash the jet at the end of the docks, and we get our first contact delivered. Now it's just a case of doing that 2 more times. Now I have activated Mani's out of sight for this area here, just to make it a little bit easier in picking them up. But that's number 2 delivered, and we're back up here just to pick up the 3rd contact and get him down to the docks as well. But as you can see, mission passed with only 3 of the contacts being delivered. And moving on now, we have weapon of choice. Once again heading over to the location that's been provided there. And once you get there, you'll be given a target and the way in which you need to take that target out. As you can see, I've got the pipe bomb that I need to take the target out with. I also have a random griefer trying to get in on the act as well, but we'll deal with him first and then take out the target using the pipe bomb. Once that target's been taken care of, it is just a matter of heading to the 2nd location and following the instructions. This one's to be taken out with a sniper rifle. I missed my first shot, but get him with the 2nd. And moving on to the final one, which is guns for hire. And just head up to the location provided. I did have to go and collect my friend in the Sparrow, just so you can get up here quicker. But once you're here, it's just a matter of jumping in the SUV and driving to the 2nd location. Now at the 2nd location, you do need to wait out the timer. There will be NPC enemies that spawn and come at you that you need to take out, but because this is a public lobby, you do also have the random griefers that like to join in. Fortunately enough, this was a really quiet lobby and the timer counted down with no real action. And as you'll see with that mission pass, that was all 13 contracts completed, and I did actually time that in to be my 50th contract for tier 4. There you have it guys. If you did enjoy the video, do leave a like, and if you are new here, why not consider subscribing. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.